All right, joining us now, Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn, straight from Las Vegas. It's a consumer technology show or some such thing. First of all, Happy New Year, Senator Blackburn.
Happy New Year to you.
Great to see you. Just want to continue the last segment just for a moment, talking to Steve Miller. These these teachers' unions going on strike once again. I mean, they never want to teach. They want more money from state and local governments. They always come up with COVID-related excuses. Now they're going on strike. Chicago is one example. It's not the only one. I mean, Senator Blackburn, I want a Reagan moment. Just fire them. The way he fired the air controllers, just fire these teachers. Get rid of them.
Well, and that is something that they should be doing, looking for accountability. How about this? These school systems that took all of these billions of dollars to keep the classrooms open, if they are not keeping the classrooms open, give the money back.
Oh.
They have used that money to plus up bonuses to teachers, to buy equipment and things that had nothing to do with COVID. All of that is taxpayer dollar money. That is not federal government money. It has come out of the pockets of hardworking taxpayers. And if that money is not going to be used to keep these children in school, then send the money back to D.C.
Yeah, I really like that. I just love. We can't even get. I mean, we just had Kathy McMorris Rogers and Jason Smith. They can't even get accountability for the money that's so-called been spent. Now they're talking about it. In fact, I'll ask you this: there's talk now in the Senate, I guess, of another round of COVID spending. Senator Blackburn, really? Seriously?
Unbelievable. They want to keep pushing more money out the door. For some reason, Biden and the leftists have decided that if they can just keep running up the federal debt, then they can raise taxes, then they can buy votes. And so the more money they're trying to, they just want more stimulus. Oh, we need it. And what we have to do is realize this. You have to learn to live with COVID. COVID is not going to go away, regardless of what Joe Biden had to say. It's not going away. And we are in the third year. We are on to the third strain. Just as with the flu, every year there is a different strain. This is not a vaccine in the nature of a smallpox or a polio vaccine. This is a shot. And just as you get a flu shot, there may be a shot for COVID. But you cannot take people's lives away from them. People want to get back to work. They want to get children back in school. Those children need to be in front of teachers. Children do not need to be sitting there wearing masks every day, not learning how to form their words and speak. They need to have that full participation and attention of the teacher in the classroom.
Yeah, well, you're totally right. And I love the idea of taking the money away.
You know what, Larry? This is one of the reasons I hear from women every single day. They are so frustrated with Joe Biden and the Democrat Party. And why is it that they are now pushing for school choice? It is because they are fearful that once again their children are going to be forced into remote learning and will not have the opportunity to be in a classroom setting, learning how to interact, learning and being ready to move forward in their educational process.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. No more. I would just fire their keisters, too. Yours is probably more, it's more legislative. I would just fire them, but I'm an old Reagan. You're an old Reagan person, too. Let me ask you this. You're out there with all these fancy gadgets and consumer technology. Do those folks you've been talking to, I don't know, you've been on panels, I haven't kept up with it. Liz Clayman's out there someplace, but do they understand about ending free speech for conservatives? And do they understand why we should be getting rid of the liability shield for these big social media operations? Do they get that? Do they understand that they're under fire? Let me put it to you that way.
Well, they do. A lot of them do. And many of these innovative companies that are here are all for Section 230 reforms.
Yeah.
Because your new start companies need it. The new platforms need it. But the big guys, big tech, they do not need it. And Larry, one of the things that has really helped, and as you know, I've been on this issue for the last several years, trying to reform Section 230. One of the things that has helped is that this liability shield is being used by these big tech platforms to deny that they know anything about drug traffickers, sex traffickers, human traffickers, the cartels using their platforms. And you know they have to do this. If they can build an algorithm that is going to track conservative talk, then they can build an algorithm that is going to root out and block these cartels and stop these drug traffickers from recruiting or using their platforms, these platforms like TikTok, to come in contact with children. So this is why you'll see consumer privacy, children's privacy, Section 230 reforms moving forward in the U.S. Senate this year. And thank goodness we're finally, after about a decade of getting some bipartisan agreement on different components of this.
Yeah, I want to help you on that. It's really pushed for 230 this year. You're absolutely right. Senator Marsha Blackburn, as always, thank you, ma'am. Terrific stuff.
Good to be with you. Thank you.
You bet. Coming up on